funniest pets and people.
Make way for the Rack Pack, babe.
The lickety-split way to clean windows. A meeting that gets tabled. A kitty makes the rounds. A squirrel gets dizzy. And a dazzling diaper dance. It's the show that will have you sit, stay, laugh, and beg for more. Welcome to Funniest Pets and People. Good times. Ain't we lucky we got 'em? To keep her cat from getting lazy, Emily is giving her kitty a workout. This exercise is called the fishing line leap. Remember, cat owners, your kitty only has 9 lives, so make sure each one is lived to the fullest. This is Jack. This is Jack in the box. This is Rover. This is Rover in the box. But with Rover on Jack's back, in the box, Jack wants out of the box. Bob the boxer wanted to get some fresh air, but it's raining outside. So, Master turned the vacuum to reverse. And now it's like Bob's running through an open meadow. In fact, it's like he's running at about 120 miles an hour. George is having a good time in the hammock he put up 10 years ago. And 30 pounds ago. Looks like he's gonna need some extra rope. Buster was really tired of riding shotgun, so when Cindy got a car, Buster got one too. Now, instead of sit, stay, and fetch, Buster follows these commands: signal, stop, and yield. Marion's well-polished floors were the envy of all her neighbors. But today, everyone learns the secret to her fantastic shine. The only catch is, if she spins her polisher too many times, she's gonna need a mop. Tucker has but one enemy, the sprinkler. No, but this was no ordinary sprinkler. This one fights back. And whether or not Tucker prevails, one thing's for sure. At least he won't go thirsty. Do not adjust your set. Yes, this bird is attacking a cat. No, the world is not turned upside down. This is either the bravest bird on the planet or the laziest cat ever. Now, this birdie is not your average basketball player. Look at how he flies to the net. And check out that wingspan. He scores! And that's why he's the #1 draft pick for the Atlanta Hawks. At the union meeting, it was time for some workers to pay their dues. All in favor of sturdier tables for the next meeting, say aye. Don't stay in all day. It's time to go out and play. Skipper likes to let it slide. He likes them curly. He likes them curvy. Heck, he even likes them straight ahead. Now, he may be going downhill, but Skipper's nothing but upbeat. Get down, Skipper. When Timmy wants to take a leisurely swim in the pond, it's Rex to the rescue. When Timmy tries to dive for a pretty shell, it's Rex to the rescue. Never fear, Timmy. You'll always have fun, as long as Rex is here. You know, it's one thing to hog the pool, but it's another thing altogether to put a hog in the pool. This little piggy's nickname is Bubbles, because she can turn any pool into a hot tub. This terrier is a super dog. He can climb a tree and a fence at the same time. It's a skill that comes in mighty handy when you're chasing birds and squirrels all day. For weeks, Dave had been studying. Cut the engine, drop the anchor. Today, he got a little mixed up. This squirrel saw the bird feeder and thought he'd drop in for a bite. Instead, he ended up going for a spin. Next time he thinks about stealing birdseed, it'll make his stomach turn.
You gonna be okay?
Coming up, a dog gets a workout. And a toddler gets his groove on. When we return to Funniest Pets and People. Welcome back to Funniest Pets and People. Now it's time for the pitter-patter of funny little feet. Most fathers would stop their baby from drinking out of the dog dish. But not this proud papa. And you know, in a way, it makes perfect sense. He never has to go searching for the sippy cup again. From the bow tie, you can tell this toddler is doing a formal dance. This dog is playing with a new device called Endless Fetch. It's designed to give him a very, 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 very long workout. Or drive him insane. Now here's a lesson for all you duck owners. Make sure to put your duck outside before y'all take a nap. Otherwise, you're going to end up with an empty nose. And a funny taste in your mouth. Llamas are known for three things: their soft fur, their bushy tail, and their tendency to spit.
You just want some food.
This little girl knows two of those things.
Yeah, we've got a little bit left.
Now she knows the third. In her backyard, this little girl is a rock star. And all her fans are desperate for an autograph. Dude, watch your head! What are you looking at? What's cute and fun? Well, cats and dogs. But what we've got here is a classic he said, she said situation. The dog's point of view, he hates that cat. She gets to sleep inside where it's warm and comfy. But let's see that from the cat's angle. She hates the dog because, well, because he's a dog. Farrah loves her toys. I mean, she really loves her toys. And despite the fact that Farrah's only 6 pounds, no one ever touches her toys. Because no one wants to test whether her bark is worse than her bite. Barkers and Frisky are fighting over whose turn it is to make the bet. It's the same argument every morning. And they fight the only way they know how. Say it with me, like cats and dogs. You know, there are benefits and drawbacks to teaching your cat to use the water cooler. The benefit, you don't have to keep refilling his dish. The drawback, well, your drinking water is going to taste like cat. Coming up, a squirrel gets some FaceTime. And a whole new meaning for snowfall. When we return, the funniest pets and people. Welcome back to Funniest Pets and People. Open wide, it's time for some snacks. Mary prided herself on two things: the way squirrels loved her snacks and her very clean sliding glass doors. The two were bound to overlap someday. Today is that day. This kitty wants some beef jerky, and he'll go to great heights to get it. All he needs is a boost, courtesy of the dish towel drawer. The route was quirky, but he still got the jerky. all Mama Dog wants to do is enjoy a quiet lunch alone. But all her puppies want a mouthful too. And no matter how far away she tries to get, she cannot outrun the hungry little rugrats. So now she knows for next time, give the kids their nap, then eat. This doggy is bitten off more than he can chew, literally. Word to the wise, if the bone is bigger than you are, it no longer qualifies as just a snack. Dog opens refrigerator. Solid trick and a good camera angle. But what bumps it up to grade A choice is seeing that trick from the salami can. Molly is more than happy to share her corn with these kitties. But man, you gotta wonder, will these cats be as willing to share their tuna with Molly? Cosmo is a fierce predator who intends to strike fear into all fish everywhere. But perhaps the fish would take his fierce predator act more seriously if he didn't need a boost from a frilly pink pillow. This dairy-loving dog wants some cheese, if you please. The string's the thing. But he's gonna have to really shake it up if he wants to get a mouthful of mozzarella. Sometimes attending a baptism is just like going to a marine water park. The first few rows will get splashed.
Clean up on Pew 1.
Watching these next clips is anything but a chore. This big doggy is taking that little doggy for a walk. But who'll take the big dog on a walk? Oh, wait a second. By taking the little dog on a walk, the big dog is also going on a walk. Okay, that's cleared up. Just to be safe, it's a really good idea to shred your junk mail. Fifi is doing that chore for her master. The only problem is, to Fifi, the definition of junk mail is any mail. Cleaning your car windows can be a chore, but this driver has the perfect solution.
Wash your window?
Just dab a little gravy on the window and your dog will do all the work. Yep, your windows will be clean enough to eat off of. Since the bird bath is broken, this dirty birdie is getting a tongue bath from his pal. Thanks to the helpful little doggy, this birdie's got his broken bath problem licked. These guys just couldn't decide how to get the snow off the roof. Should they use a shovel or a plow? Or how about some salt? Well, they debated it until someone finally put his foot down. Problem solved. Coming up, a baby who doesn't want to be pampered. When we return to Funniest Pets and People. Welcome back to Funniest Pets and People. So, how do you know when it's time for your baby to stop wearing diapers? Well, you look for the little signs, the subtle clues. So, just what is this little guy's behavior hinting at? It's time to buy some underpants. See you next time.